Hey guys, FistB2 here, and today you've read the title right. We have some giant Little Nightmares 3 news. So, yes, this video oh my god, I am beyond ecstatic for while recording this video, but we have got the reveal of the potential antagonist for Little Nightmares 3, which is absolutely insane. And as you see from the title, it is the Mirror Man. It is probably going to be the Mirror Man. I did make a video on this. I think it was my third theory that I ever made, or second, and it was saying Low is the Mirror Man or something like that. But yeah, I thought I did speculate as well in a different video what the ending of Little Nightmares would be, and the Mirror Man was an option in there, and this makes me very happy that I think they've gone down this route rather than the 6 route, and I'll explain my thoughts for that later in the video. But first, I just want to, introduce the information and stuff we got, and I'm going to shut up and just show you the stuff, explain it, and yeah, as you can tell from my voice, I am very excited. So an article was just posted by Behance.net. I'll leave the link down in the description. But before I get into the pictures and that, I'm going to get to the description first, because that is a very interesting choice of words within the description, and I think it could be of some use to helping us understand the thought process of the developers, the developers for the art of Little Nightmares while making it. So, okay. From the eerie halls of the moor to the haunting streets of the Pale City, we've had the privilege of bringing the nightmarish world of Little Nightmares to life with our key art since the very first game. Now, with Little Nightmares 3, we step once again into this twisted, darker, most mysterious, and filled with new horrors lurking in the shadows world. So, what's very interesting is the word darker. More mysterious. What? So, darker, if you didn't know, if you describe something as darker, it's more dark than something else. I know that's common sense, but that's just what it means. Meaning, Little Nightmares 3 is probably going to be scarier and more twisted than the first and second game. I'm not counting Very Little Nightmares because, I mean, sure, okay, fine, I'll count Very Little Nightmares. So, the darkest Little Nightmares game so far, and it's probably going to have more secrets in it, more collectibles in it, considering it's described as more mysterious. Right, second paragraph says, this time, the journey follows Low and Alone, two young survivors navigating the spiral, a vast and treacherous land teeming with grotesque creatures and unsettling secrets. Our goal was to capture this chilling essence of the nightmarish journey, ensuring that every detail of the key art reflects the eerie beauty and quiet terror that define the series. So, nothing really to pick up on there. Just, it's going to be a Little Nightmares game with new characters, and it's going to be scary. A huge thank you to Bandai Namco Europe for entrusting us once again with this dark and mesmerizing adventure. We can't wait for players to step into this nightmare once more. Right, so that is the end of the description or introduction, or however you want to look at it. So, yes, this is incredible news, because, we got Summer Game Fest coming up June 6th to the 8th, I think it is, just going from the top of my head, which is not long away at all. We are nearing June 6th to the 8th, and this being released, this piece of concept art being released, makes me strongly feel like we will 100 million% see. I saw someone comment on my videos quoting me a million, bazillion, gazillion, or what I said in my other video, and that made me laugh. But yes, I was very excited in that video, and I'm very, very excited in this video as well. I can barely speak straight. That's why I was stuttering so much and reading words wrong in the article description. So, yeah, I'm 100% confident that we will get Little Nightmares stuff in Anime Game Festival, is it called? Anime Game Fest? I'm super confident now. more confident than I've ever been, and I'm pretty sure more news will continue to come out about this. So yeah, and as well, I'm pretty sure that this the game will release in. I'm pretty sure the game will release in 2025. Pretty confident. I did see someone on Twitter though as well, which is kind of dying my hopes down. I know I'm rambling on a bit, but I just want to get this out there, saying how Anime Game Festival will just be a game festival. That's all there is. No new trailers, no nothing like that, which I highly doubt. I don't think it's just going to be that. I do think Little Nightmares 3, the new trailer, is going to be released there. I do think as well you're going to be able to play the game, but I don't think it's going to be something as big as I don't know, the August Game Fest or Summer Game Fest. I don't think it's going to be as big as anything like that. Like, you know, people sitting in a room watching the trailers. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I think Little Nightmares 3 is going to have its own booth with a playable thing and a trailer constantly running in the background. And then once that is up, or once people start seeing it for the first time, they'll release it to the public, and boom. That's what I think is going to happen. But without further ado, I'm going to stop wasting your time, and I'm going to go straight to dissecting these images. So yes, let's just get started with them. Right, so in the first piece of concept art, we see a lot of things. So in the background, we see the monster baby. We also see lots of mirrors, lots of black smoke. We see Low and Alone. We see the Ferris wheel in the back. But most notably, right in front, right in dead center behind the Little Nightmares 3 logo, we see the Mirror Man. This is the Mirror Man. I don't care what anyone says. This is the Mirror Man. We got the exact description, or the exact picture we got of him in the comics. You know, he doesn't even have a head. The gases in his body are evaporating through the hole in his head, and that's what I think this is. That is the Mirror Man. Nobody can convince me otherwise. But yes, that is 100 million% the Mirror Man. Then in this second picture now, we got a coloured in version of it. There are other versions which I won't bother showing because, you know, they're just different tints of it. They look nice, but there's literally no change at all, so I don't think it's the point of me, you know, saying the same stuff over and over again. I don't want to waste you guys' time more than I have already. But yeah, same picture again, just looks very nice. It's coloured in, yeah, so we can see obviously the Necropolis colour, yellow, and then we can see the more dyed down, more greyish Little Nightmares kind of tint at the bottom here. And then next, we do see the normal Little Nightmares key art. I'm not going to go over this at all. Well, maybe a little. Stuff has changed a little, you know. Monster Baby's changed where she is. The Ferris wheel has changed also, as well. We can see beetles, sorry. We can see dwellers. The Mirror Man. Now, looking at it, I can make out the Mirror Man now, but it is less obvious. So if I put them side by side, the Mirror Man is kind of obvious right now. And then for the last piece is this piece. So this is the bigger and stretched out version of or the completed version of the first version of the concept art I showed you. So we're just gonna go, we're gonna work ourselves from left to right. So we got the bird cage, we got lots of stuff here, hanging dolls. It looks like probably the baby's toys. We see dwellers here, so we see one covering their face and one thing pointing out by It's Just Jord, which I really like. I'll leave his channel down below. Is this dweller on the left hand side looks like he's screaming, probably from the monster baby. He looks angry or he looks scared. So that just, you know, it gives a whole new type of emotion. It gives emotions to the dwellers, and it makes you feel sympathy for them for what they endured. And then we obviously got the Ferris wheels there, we got the monster baby. And then we got Low and Alone, the Mirror Man, less obvious here as well. I think the first image was a bit emphasized on it, or because it was like the non-completed version, it was outlines of stuff. Yeah, but yeah, we see the outline of the Mirror Man there. And then if we move to the bottom right now, we got luggage. So highly emphasizing some sort of boat thing. Yeah, if that is luggage, that looks like suitcases. It looks like luggage. It doesn't look like random little boxes. Then we got bird cage thingy again, and then in the hole where the beetle usually is, we can see another dweller, or I hope that's a dweller and not just a random scary looking man, but it looks like a dweller. It looks like a frozen dweller. And then up above then again we got the beetle, and then we got a windmill in the back, and in the very back, another thing pointed out by It's Just Jord, it looks like a boat almost, emphasizing that boat thing again, but I'm not too sure if I agree that it's a boat. It looks more like a bridge to me, something like a bridge, especially with the two pillars, or you can see the conveyor belt thingy in the back, and that reminds me of the factory, because obviously we did see fat people on conveyor belts. And then down then, we see the secretary. Wow, in all her glory. So this is obviously not in the key art for Little Nightmares. We do not see the secretary. For some reason, she is not on the key art. But, you know, key art still looks amazing. But yeah, then again, we got the secretary there, and she looks incredible. So now, guys, I'm going to go over why the reasons. Well, if you remember earlier in the video, I said why I think it would be better for the Mirror Man to be the main antagonist of Little Nightmares 3 rather than 6 or anyone else, and that's because many reasons. The first one being that it fits the comics, and it would be really nice to see another character from the comics make his way into the games. So yeah, we got the Mirror Man, which would be very, very nice, and then as well, he's intimidating. And then, but the main reason as well is if 6 was the antagonist of Little Nightmares 3, I would say that the end of Little Nightmares 3, that's 6's story concluded. And I know 6 isn't the main character of Little Nightmares, but it just seems to me that if 6 was the antagonist of Little Nightmares 3, it's going out with a bang, it's insane, and I think that would be the end of the Little Nightmares franchise. Now that we know that 6 is not going to be, well, we don't think she's going to be the main antagonist, this leaves more space for, I don't know, her future story, what happens to her after the more, rather than Little Nightmares 3 being the final game. So this has made me really happy. So guys, that was just a quick rundown of the news I had for you guys today. I was going to wait to publish this video until I got another one of those news until I got some more news so I can make a news Little Nightmares video like I have been doing for the past 2 videos. But I decided, you know, I'm too excited. This needs to be released. There's enough to talk about. This will not waste you guys' time. So yes. That's all for this video. I'm hoping we do get some Little Nightmares news soon, and if we do, you'll definitely be expecting a video from me, and you'll definitely be seeing a video from me, obviously. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I know I'm speaking really, really fast. I'm aware of that, but that's just because I'm so excited, and I want to get this video out for you guys, so you guys can share the same passion I feel towards this. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.